Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Let's start discussion of inventory models. So why do we require models, inventory models? Any idea?
Know how much and when to order.
Yes, because we need to know how much to order and when to order. Okay? So for that reason we require the economic order quantity model, the production order quantity model, and the quantity discount model. So economic order quantity model, for the economic order quantity model, there are few assumptions which we need to write. The first assumption is demand for an item is known. Note it down. Demand for an item is known. These are the assumptions of EOQ in economic order quantity model. Demand of an item is known. Demand of an item is known. What does that mean? It means you know the demand for certain. Okay? You are not unclear about the demand. Demand is certain. And these all inventory models are for the independent demand. Do you remember that? We discussed in the last session, we discussed the independent inventory. So these models are basically for the independent demand. So the EOQ in that demand for an item is known. And it must be independent, as I already mentioned. Lead time is consistent. Lead time, for example, when you give the order and you receive the order, if it is consistent, if for example you are getting the order in 1 day, so it has to be consistent. It cannot vary. 2 days, sometimes 3 days, it cannot vary. Okay? So ordering and receipt of the order must be consistent. A receipt of inventory is instantaneous and complete. Whenever you require the inventory, you get it. Okay? Whenever you require, and complete. Complete means the order is complete. You don't get the incomplete order. For example, you have given the order for 6 items. So 6 items must be received. Instantaneous and complete. The order must be instantaneous, receive instantaneously, and complete. Order must arrive in one batch at one time. In one batch and one time. Okay? In one batch at one time. Okay. Quantity discounts are not possible. In that, quantity discounts are not possible. We cannot talk about the inventory discounts. Okay? There is no quantity discount. Do you know what is quantity discount? When you increase the quantity of your order, the per unit cost is decreased. Per unit price is decreased. That is the quantity discount. So there is no quantity discount. This is the assumption of the EOQ. So shortages are completely avoided when the order is placed at the right time. Okay? When you give the timely order, you get the order as per your requirement. So these are the assumptions of the EOQ model. Okay? Assumptions must be there, otherwise this EOQ model can never be adopted. So this is very important. So over here you see, this is the average inventory on hand. Q by 2 is the formula. You note it down, the formula through which you get to know the inventory in hand. So you see the time, this is the graph against the time and the order quantity. So quantity start from here and it is keep used. And over here it is 0. Then you get the inventory again. Okay? and the inventory is now over here, then it is keep decreasing over here, and up till now it is 0. Now the order is arrived again. So you see overall the inventory quantity of the inventory is Q by 2. If you see, the average inventory is Q by 2, because if you see the quantity over here, the quantity over here, they both are same. ठीक है? So Q by 2 is the average inventory. When you talk about the average inventory annually, so Q by 2 is the formula. Get it? कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है इसमें? मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूँ. You are getting the Q is the quantity of the order you are keep receiving. ठीक है? And you are using it consistently. ठीक है? And at some moment of time it is 0. Then you again get the order. ठीक है? So if you want to know the average inventory, so you just use the formula Q by 2 to get to know the average inventory. That is Q by 2. ठीक है जी? Okay, next we talk about through the graph we talk about the ordering cost, the holding cost, and the total cost. Let's talk about the total cost over here. Total cost over here. The total cost is over here. This is the point. This is the point time and the Q. So this is the point where your total cost is minimum. Where your total cost is minimum. Your total cost is what? Ordering cost and holding cost. So ordering cost and holding cost is total cost. Ordering cost plus the holding cost is the total cost. So total cost is minimum. At that point this is the optimal order quantity. If you say this is the optimal order quantity or EOQ. This is the optimal order quantity when your total cost is reduced. If you see, ठीक है, ordering cost, holding cost. Holding cost is keep increasing with the passage of time. Holding cost is keep increasing. You see in that the holding cost is keep increasing. When you increase the inventory, when they increase the quantity, the holding cost is keep increasing. And when we talk about the ordering cost is keep decreasing with the passage of time. It is keep decreasing. You may say ordering cost or setup cost. It is keep decreasing with the passage of time. And this is the point where they both intersect. So total cost is the point where they both intersect. Okay. So let's talk about the formula. Let's drive the formula of the EOQ through which we will be solving multiple numericals. First is the formula you need to write, that is average inventory on hand. Average inventory on hand. Average inventory on hand. Average inventory on hand. Average inventory is Q by 2. Average inventory is Q by 2. Now we talked about the annual holding cost. It is the point when the holding cost is equal to ordering cost. ठीक है? So So Q by 2H, Q by 2H is our ordering cost. It is our ordering cost. Now equate and get the Q, the value of Q. Over here, get the value of Q. जल्दी से. Value of Q. Q by 2H. अगर हम इसकी मैं आपको दे रहा हूँ वैल्यूज. एनुअल सेटअप कॉस्ट, ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट इज Q by 2H and अब ड्राइव करें, Q की वैल्यू निकालें. ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट इक्वल्स टू होल्डिंग कॉस्ट. अब देखें होल्डिंग कॉस्ट क्या है, Q by 2 इंटू H. H क्या है आपका, H इज वॉट, होल्डिंग कॉस्ट. और क्वांटिटी कितनी है, अब ऑब्वियसली होल्डिंग कॉस्ट पर पीस है, ये पर यूनिट है. तो आपकी क्वांटिटी कितनी है, कितने आपके पास यूनिट है, Q by 2 है. कितने हैं, ठीक है ना. और ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट में आप देखें कि ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट आपकी ये आ गई, जिसके अंदर आपने ये सेटअप कॉस्ट है और ये डिमांड है और ये क्वांटिटी है. ठीक है. अब आपने इन दोनों को इक्वेट करा, क्योंकि दिस इज़ द पॉइंट जो आपका ऑप्टिमम पॉइंट है, जो ऑप्टिमम क्वांटिटी है वो तब पता चलती है जब ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट और होल्डिंग कॉस्ट बराबर होती है. तब क्या आया, क्या वैल्यू क्या आई, क्या है फॉर्मूला, क्या बना बताओ. Q इक्वल्स टू, जी निकला, Q इक्वल्स टू, बताएं, इतना इजी ड्राइव करें. देखें Q स्क्वायर, Q इज मल्टीप्लाइड ऑन बोथ साइड्स. ठीक है. तो अब हम ऐसे कर लेते हैं, Q इज मल्टीप्लाइड ऑन बोथ साइड, तो DS Q स्क्वायर बाय 2H. ऐसा ही है, सही है. उसके बाद 2DS बाय H. ऐसा ही है, Q स्क्वायर के बराबर है ये. अब हम स्क्वायर रूट ले लेंगे बोथ साइड्स, तो क्या हो जाएगा, ये इसका फॉर्मूला है किसका, ऑप्टिमम ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी का. क्या है, किसका है, ऑप्टिमम ऑर्डर क्वांटिटी का.
थोड़ा साइड में जाइए लिखने. सर आपने दो फॉर्मूलाज को कंपेयर किया है, एक जो है वो ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट का
चाहिए,
होल्डिंग कॉस्ट का, दोनों
जी.
को कंपेयर करके आपने निकाला.
जी बिल्कुल. ये बेसिकली एनुअल डिमांड है आपकी, ये एनुअल डिमांड है आपकी, जो टोटल आपकी सालाना डिमांड है, दैट इज़ डिवाइड बाय टोटल क्वांटिटी जो आपकी ऑर्डर होगी. तो इसको डिवाइड करेंगे और मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे सेटअप कॉस्ट से. दिस इज अ सेटअप कॉस्ट. तो ये ऐसे कैसे क्या निकलती है, ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट. दिस इज हाउ वी गेट टू नो द ऑर्डरिंग कॉस्ट. दिस इज EOQ and this is the order quantity that is optimum where our cost is minimized, where our cost is minimized. Holding cost or ordering cost both will be minimized. तो ये इंटरसेक्शन पॉइंट है, दोनों जहाँ पर कट कर रही हैं, जिसमें हमारी टोटल कॉस्ट मिनिमाइज हो जाती है। ठीक है, यहाँ तक क्लियर है? आगे चलें, यहाँ तक क्लियर है? मैं रिपीट कर रहा हूँ, वी हैव टू काइंड्स ऑफ कॉस्ट, one is the ordering cost, the other one is the holding cost. So you see, when you increase the quantity, the holding cost is increased, and when you increase the quantity, the ordering cost is decreased. So there must be a point where you get the lowest cost, ठीक है, and that is the total cost, क्योंकि total cost means holding cost plus ordering cost. So there must be a point, and the point is when both are equal. When both are equal, so ordering cost is equal to D by Q into S. D is the yearly demand, Q is the quantity which you order, S is the setup cost. So this is the formula of the ordering cost. When we talk about the holding cost is H multiplied by Q by 2. Q by 2 we already discussed, that is the average inventory. That is the average inventory. So that's how you equate them and you solve them, and you get Q square equals to 2ds divided by H, and you take the root, square root, and you get the Q equals to 2ds by H square root. So this is the formula. So I hope you remember. In the exam you will not be getting the formulas, so I want you to remember so that it is easy for you. Break up the formula into two. Ordering cost equal to holding cost. Ordering cost is D by Q into S. S is setup, ठीक है, because the setup depends upon the quantity. So this is the depending on the quantity. Likewise, holding cost depending on the quantity, ठीक है, H into quantity, S into quantity, ठीक है. If you have written this equation, then Q equals to 2ds by H will be derived easily, ठीक है जी. Or you can remember the formula directly, whatever you like. Either you can break up the formula or you can remember the complete formula. Any questions so far? Ibad sahab, anything which is not understood? क्या समझ में आया? क्या समझ में आया?
बस फॉर्मूला बता दो सर.
अच्छा, मुस्तफा साहब समझ में आया? कुछ नहीं समझ में आया तो पूछें आप. नहीं, कुछ समझ में नहीं आया तो आप पूछें.
बात को समझा दो.
जी, anyone who is unclear, you may ask me. Clear है? आगे चलें. अच्छा, let's do a numerical with this formula. नहीं, कुछ भी नहीं हुआ आज तो. नहीं, no, not at all. जी, नहीं हुआ, कोई बात नहीं. Over here you see, again the same graph is there, ठीक है. You see this is the setup cost or order cost, ठीक है. It is keep decreasing whenever you increase the quantity, and it is keep increasing, holding cost is keep increasing whenever you increase the quantity. So this is the point where both intersect. This is the point where both intersect, and this is the point where the total cost is minimum. Total cost is minimum. So this is the optimal order quantity, Q. We mention it with the Q steric. We mention it with the Q steric. Remember, we mention it with the Q steric. किसकी? इरफान पे आ रही है. Okay. Any question in this? Anything which is unclear? अच्छा जी, let's solve a numerical.
फिर उसके बाद क्लास में
I will ask you whenever there is recommendation requirement. अच्छा जी, one problem we are discussing, and on the same problem we will be solving multiple topics, ठीक है. So remember this, sharp incorporation, ठीक है. Note it down, sharp incorporation. So we will be discussing multiple topics with the same company name, that is a sharp incorporation. Sharp incorporation, a company that markets painless hypodermic needles to hospitals, ठीक है. Needles to hospitals, would like to reduce its inventory cost by determining the optimal number of hypodermic needles to obtain per order. Would like to reduce its inventory cost by determining the optimal number of needles to obtain per order. ठीक है? अब what is given is important. What is given? Annual. What is given? Annual demand. Annual. Note it down. Annual demand. The demand will always be annual. We represent with the capital D. Annual demand is represented with the capital D. So annual demand is 1000 units. Annual demand is, setup or ordering cost is 10. Setup and ordering cost are same. Setup and ordering are same. So you can mention anyone. You can mention anyone. So ordering cost is 10, or in the formula you take it S. S is 10 per order, and the holding cost per unit is per year is $0.5. $0.5. Now solve this problem. Hurry up with the formula which I already mentioned. Do not copy the numerical. Solve it by yourself. I am telling you again. Annual demand is 1000 units. Setup cost is $10 per order, and the holding cost per unit per year is 0.5. 0.5. Holding cost is 0.5. Holding cost is 0.5. Ordering cost is 10, and demand is 1000. जल्दी से बताएं. आप भी करें भाई. Everyone has to solve the numerical. In exam you will be in trouble. Miss, solve the numerical. Everyone. Everyone has to solve this problem. जी डन. क्या
2.8
जी बैक बेंचर्स. बैक बेंचर्स, व्हाट इज द आंसर? अच्छा देखें, आई एम टेलिंग यू हाउ टू क्रैक दिस प्रॉब्लम, because this problem can be complexed when I change the data. The data is pretty easy over here. Now you need to see the annual demand. Annual demand is 1000. I can change it the 6 months demand. So you have to make it annually. Setup or cost is $10 per order. I can give you per 2 orders. You have to change it per order, because in formula you are supposed to use per order. Annual demand per order. Holding cost per unit per year. Per unit per year. If I give you per unit cost per 6 months, so you have to, yes, remember, I can make it complex. So the answer is 200 units. Sharp incorporation.
डिमांड ही एनुअल ना दी हुई हो.
6 months की होगी, then you have to multiply by 2, और quarterly होगी. Yes. Sharp incorporation now knows how many needles to order per order. The firm also has a basis for determining ordering and holding costs for this item, as well as the number of orders to be processed by the receiving and inventory departments.
नहीं आपके व्हाट्सएप पे कॉल आ रही है, 4 से 5 दफा आ चुकी है. किसी को जरूरत होगी आप
आने दे, किसी बच्चे का मसला होगा. चलें जी सॉल्व करें. ये अनदर प्रॉब्लम, ये बच्चे का होगा कि सर 2 नंबर थे, मैं निकल जाऊंगा.
कोई मुश्किल में भी हो सकता है सर. देखने की इमरजेंसी थोड़ी है. बच्चा वो सर, बच्चा की मुश्किल में.
चलिए जल्दी सॉल्व करें. ये
बच्चे की मुश्किल आसान.